I thought I'd share how I go about getting the subtitles for the videos on YouTube, or in any other case you could use the same thing. So the first key is to get the transcription. There's a few services that are out there. I think you have Descript, AmberScript and so forth. I'm using one that I'm really happy with. It's called Noota. If you get it at this stage, I'll see, maybe I'll leave a link in the bottom. It will be able to give you a link through to Appsumo. On Appsumo at the moment, and we are looking at 21st July 2022, they have some great deals with you can get a 1 tier, 2 tiers, 3 tier, 4 tier. I've gone for the 3 tier because it's an unlimited feature. So that is what's making it incredible. That's why I went for it. The 4 tier is next level again, with like 5 or so licenses. But this is one license for unlimited. And this tool works incredibly well. I've uploaded YouTube videos and then it does the transcription for me. So the one that I'm busy with now at the moment is this one. I've just uploaded it and you go through it. It gives you the transcription. You decide how many people are involved, etc. And as you play it back, you go to a point, or when you click, it will jump to that point and play. There's the usual convention when you're doing these transcription programs. The video comes up on the side here because it's a YouTube link, and I'm able to do my basic editing. Then what I do is, and as I'm explaining now, this is exactly what I'm doing. So I'm not going to go through all the other features that are in here, but I would export the sub-rip format, SRT. That's the standard one that most transcription sort of programs use to import with. And then I do a text document, because the text document I want to use later for text-to-speech. And there also I got another Appsumo deal, which I'll probably share on another video. So I just download the sub-rip and I download the text file from this transcription. Really cool. All I want from this is the ability to pull the time code. So this thing is fully time coded and everything. So if I go here now, you'll see it says export with timestamps. But even if I don't check that box and I just go here, it's got the time code in it. If I go text document, of course, it doesn't have anything. It's just the text itself. So I would transcribe it with Noota. Really, really happy with that. And then I've got now the English transcription. Okay, then I've got a program here that's called, let me just clear this out. It is called, I've even forgot about what the name is. It's called Subtitle Edit. And yeah, Nikse, Nikse.dk. Okay, so you can visit that for the latest version, but it's open source. You can get it on GitHub. Brilliant subtitle translator. Now, if you've got any other license to link APIs in there, you can use it for that purpose. But I'm just using the standard one, which is the Google and Microsoft. I don't have the APIs in. Let me see if I can go here to settings. I think this is where you do go and set it. Let's see if I did click on the correct button there. Okay, it does seem to be loading. It goes much quicker than this. It's just because of the recording and everything. So we come down, I think it is to tools, the Google Translate API key. So if you have a API key that you signed up on Google with, you can pop it in here. And then also your Microsoft Translator, if you want to utilize that. I'm sure with later ones they'll be able to pull in others in here. So I now bring the SRT file in here. If I go open here, the one that I've just recorded is prospecting and approaching. So here you see the one that is just a text file. I choose the SRT file that I exported now from Noota. So that is just the English one that I have here. So if I say open, it's going to pull it open here with the time codes and everything, which is kind of quite brilliant. So all of this, the fine tuning and this I've done already in Noota. Where you see the BR here, that's for a break, a line break. So when it appears on the screen, it comes on line 2. And you can still change where it comes in here, but I leave it as the default. Then just the one thing I want to show you now, you can see there's tons and tons of features, but the one is the auto translate. So if I go there, here it's bringing me the English and it's using the Google Translate API here. This is the sort of free one. And when we come over here now, you can see the different languages. So I'm going to pull up for Portuguese first. Then I do that and I click translate. And there it's taking it there. Now, of course, you might not find it totally perfect for grammatical things and so forth, but we've got the English that we've corrected in Noota, and we're using that same layout and format to pull it in and create a Portuguese version. Then you click OK here, and it will show you the column here. And then all I do is go here, and I can go to File and Save, or I just click the Save here. And you'll see it will give us the title, and it will put PT there. PT stands for Portuguese. Okay, so French would have FR. I used to rename it, and afterwards I realized by default it puts the little PT, so then I just save it. So this is the Portuguese version, and then just routinely I clear it out again, create a new one, open, and then I get the English one back in here again. Okay, so I look here, you can see that's the Portuguese one, this is the English one, the original one. I'll open that, get it back there, and then I'll do auto translate into French. Okay, and you have all these languages available here, and this is as it relates to the Google application, Google Translate, that's in here. Can you imagine? I've said something and my phone switched on here as I spoke about Google. Anyhow, we've got French there, and I press translate, and there we're doing the French translation. Okay, if I say okay, yeah. What happens now is we have the French over there, and then I can go save that also, and you'll see it gives the title and FR over there, so that goes to save for French. The other thing that I think is incredible, if you don't want the person to go and sort of tweak the transcribing or the translation in YouTube, you can get them to download this application, which is the program that I'm working in here. As I said, it's totally open source and it's free. They can get it at Nikse.dk, the subtitle editor. They can get this, and then you can just share the SRT file with them, which is the English one. They can do this and then sit here and do the modifications over here in this window. So they maybe go to the second window or the second pane. You see it updates like that, so they can modify it and do it right in this window. And that makes it a feasible thing, because you don't want somebody that's going to help you with translations to have a problem with the cost of another application. So they can have this. You could send them the SRT files and they just work through it like this until they've optimized their language here, and then we can save it and then import it in. Okay, so as you said, once it's saved, which is clicking this button, it creates an SRT file with that little extension. In this case, the program shows whether it's French or whichever language. So there's little 2 letters that it puts in the name of the file to indicate what language it's converted as. Okay, so once we've got that, now I'm going to just show you the folder now that these are the ones here, prospecting. You can see invite FR, that's the French one, that is the Portuguese one, and the one that's just normal is the English one that we got out of Noota. So now how do we insert it into the actual video? So the process is I load my videos up, put them on, keep them private until I add the transcription in. If you make it public, you can add the transcription in later, but I'll just show you. Yeah, I'm going to the studio. So this is the YouTube studio, where you go and you modify your videos. So I start off with this, and this is the key area here. In your details, if you go down to the bottom, you're going to see show more. Down there, if I click there, here by the tags. Now this is something quite cool. I want to look into other tags that they use, but this is the one that I discovered a while back that I've been using. You want the person, when they open this video, to have the subtitles showing immediately. So they mustn't still go and click a button, because most people wouldn't know that they click the CC and get the document up and running. Okay, so what I suggest, you put in this specific code, YT, which stands for YouTube, a colon, and then CC. So you're saying YouTube, colon, closed captions, that's what the CC is for, and then you say equals on. Okay, so let's look at that again. YT for YouTube, a colon, CC for closed captions, equals on, and then you put a comma to make it a tag, to initiate it as a tag. and then you click save. Now once you do that, whenever this video starts up by somebody, it defaults to showing the closed captions. Okay, now we're going to go to subtitles, which is the closed captions on this video. If I click there, so you see this one here, I said when I loaded this video up, I said it's an English video, so YouTube has done a transcription automatically for me in the language I chose, which is English. But I'm not going to use it, although it is relatively accurate. There's still a lot of editing, so I could go in here and come to this area and start to work with it here. But you see what happens here is all your grammar, your commas, your full stops, your capitalizations, they don't exist in YouTube. So you're going to have to edit all of that when you do it. But also it gives you the ability to do the exact editing with the specific words. So if I move the cursor here, you'll see it will move to these areas here. But it's not intuitive as things like Noota and so forth. Okay, so what I want to do is remove this one, this auto-generated one. So I'm going to just close this, discard changes. So I'm going to come here where you see the English here. I'm next to the duplicate and edit. There's 3 dots. If you click that, it's going to give you the option to download, unpublish, or delete. I want to delete it because I've got my own files that I've created inside Noota. So if I come in here now, I'm going to say I've got English there already, and just because I've got the 3 languages, I'm going to load them, but they're still going to be blank containers. So I'm going to go add, and let's start off with right at the bottom, we're going to do Portuguese. So these are just titles, sort of placeholders. I've got to put those SRT files into the install. So we go to language, and I'm going to go to French is the other one I'm doing. Okay, and you can do how many you want to over here. Okay, so now let's go to the English, and it will give you now these options here, and all you need to do is go to upload file, and this here you choose with timing, because it's important when it comes in, it's going to align it with the video, and it's got time code with it. So I think that is quite important. And you say continue, and the one we're going for now is, what one was it? Let's just make sure here. Prospecting, approach, and invite. Okay, so we're going to go here to this file. That's the SRT. It's the one, the original, which we did in English. This one was the Portuguese, that one's the French. So I'm pulling in the English one now. I click here, and that's the SRT file. This is just that text file that I exported from Noota earlier on. So if I go there, I say open, and you see here it brings it in the time codes and everything here. And that's why I said once you do this, you could have somebody, third party, coming into the foreign language one and coming to correct it here, just kind of typing the words correctly here, because they're all time coded and everything. The English one, which is your home language, so if your home language is something different, of course that's the one that has to be totally correct, everything grammatically correct and everything, so you give the person that's going to come do the edit in the other languages the better chance of seeing what the correct wording should be. Okay, so this now has been pulled in, and it's a SRT from Noota that is pulled right through. So now I go and I publish this, and I do the same with the French and the Portuguese. Okay, so there you see that one's full there, and then I can go in Portuguese and you upload the Portuguese files with timing. Let's go here, prospecting PT, that's the one I want. And I'll publish that one, and the last one is the French one. Okay, you can see there it's got auto sync, type in manually, it's got a lot of features that you could use just by working with YouTube itself. Using a Noota or a Descript or those stuff are what gets the expressions, the AI working really nicely with capitalization and all that sort of, what we call it, commas and full stops and so forth. So let me just see where we are prospecting, and now we need to get the French one. Okay. So that's pretty much how I do it, and you'll see it will pull through there in these different containers, and this is what the SRT file dictates. Okay, so now I'm going to go and open this video. Let's see here, and you're going to see it's going to automatically start off with the English subtitles. Okay, can you see that there? Okay, and if I switch it off here, it's going to go away. Switch it back on, it will come back. Okay, so if I go here to the cog and I go to subtitles, you're going to see now I have French and Portuguese. So if I go to Portuguese, it will pull it through there. Okay, so let's just stop that. So the end user has the options of coming to subtitles and choosing the others. By default, it will be English, and it starts up automatically to playback. And as I said here, if this was done by YouTube, you wouldn't have sort of any commas or full stops or any capitalization. It's a bit more messy. So that's why I use Noota, and I think it's a brilliant deal. Just let me do a little punt for Noota so that you can see what I'm talking about. Noota. Noota transcription. Okay, so this is where you find it, and if you're looking for the version, I'll see if I can leave a Appsumo link at the bottom, and you might get a percentage discount on that. And get Noota and the package that they have. If I show you the pricing now, let me just get this here. Okay, so they have these pricings here. $15 for 5 hours, 30 Pro, and so forth. So it's a worthwhile thing going now at this particular moment, going through to the Appsumo deal. Hopefully it's still available. I think it should be. It's been on recently only. And I think I paid $279 for the unlimited package for the tier 3. Maybe I should just do justice and show it to you on this video rather than referencing it only. Let me just go to Noota. There we go. Okay, so if we go here to Noota, you see it's $69. That's for tier 1. So yes, the package is still underway. I'm going to just go down here. So tier 1 gives you 5 hours of transcription and subtitling per month. Tier 2, 20 hours. And this is the tier 3 that I got hold of, unlimited. This is maybe a lot of money in terms of my South African rand. It's like almost 5,000 South African rands, which is quite a bit of money, a lot of money. But if you're looking at it at using this tool and using it regularly like I require it, it just makes sense to invest in this package because it's not going to be available forever. And then they've got a tier 4, which is like $4.99, which gives you 5 licenses. The tier 3 that I use is just giving me 1 license. So this has been a really worthwhile thing. And I would consider them like newly startups. They're a French company. And compared to maybe Descript or AmberScript, who's been around much longer, I think their potential is going to be incredible as to how they're developing. And they've got a brilliant roadmap to take it forward with him. Cool. So yeah, so hopefully you get excited about using Noota, and don't forget this program, this Subtitle Editor, which is totally free. I'll put the links at the bottom. Get hold of it and start fiddling with it. I think this thing has got incredible amount of potential. I just scraped the surface because I'm just trying to finish a client's work, so I'm getting a couple of auto translates sorted out. Fantastic. Maybe I'll do a video review on this sometime later, as with Noota per se on its own. But I think I'll wait for Noota to gain a few more little other tweaks and features, so it makes the video work a bit better for me. Great stuff. So that is how I do my transcription and my translation and putting it into my YouTube videos. Oh, the other thing that Noota does really nicely is if you want the video subtitle to be over it, like hard burnt into it, you can do it there. I've just noticed that the resolution of the output video is not at, HD at the moment. So I understand it's basically how they're managing the process, or maybe I'm overlooking something. But you can get one that's sort of hard printed on, and the other ones with SRT files, etc., that you can use in other purposes. So have a fantastic day, be blessed, and shalom.